Alright. Uh, I'm documenting a bug for the quest. Let's see, what is it called? Forester's Duty or something like that. Yeah, Forester's Duty, where scavs don't spawn in the village on Shoreline at all. Hopefully the quality is reasonable, just to prove that no scavs will spawn here. I'm playing PvE. I even tried playing on the Battlestate servers as well, and I didn't really see any difference. So, fortunately, I spawned in the village, which is interesting. It may affect spawning, at least I would assume initially. So I'm gonna go up on the, I'm not gonna actually sit here and, I've played this map like 5 times, 6 times, I don't know. I lost count, but I spent 3 hours one morning just transitioning between here and Shoreline, constantly trying to get scavs to spawn, and yeah, by the end of that raid I had 87 or 86, I don't know, 87,000 experience, so I know I spent a lot of time and effort trying to do this quest. But in any case, I'm gonna sit up here, and I think that's far enough from the village. And I can also look down the main street over here and see if any scavs spawn. But I know I'm just gonna get a bunch of PMCs and nothing else. Maybe Partisan will spawn. I did kill Partisan here once. He spawned in the bushes over there, and he counted as a scav. That's the only time I was actually able to get anything here. I had 1 out of 5 when I killed Partisan, so that's nice that he counts as a scav, but unfortunately we can't get enough scavs to actually do this quest. So yeah, I've been talking to Battlestate support, and I've been kind of less than helpful, kind of pretending it's not a bug. I've been seeing posts online dating back to a year, 6 months ago. Everybody's saying like they just can't get enough scavs. Some people have said they got 2 or 3 per raid, but I haven't gotten any at all. And I've been trying the things they suggested, just go in and out of the village, because that quote unquote resets the zone. And you know what? I just don't think that's any of that is like reasonable, for a single player game. Like, all games in the history of man, okay, they give you a quest, they should be completable in 1 raid. That's the standard, guys. Okay, Battlestate, that's the standard. That's what everyone else does. That's what's expected of you. And that's what you should be doing. Spawn some scavs, make sure every location has what it needs so somebody can complete the quest. It's not that hard. Just do it. I know you have lots of bugs in this game. Things are very difficult now, especially that you launched the game and you hit 1.0 and you got, what, 1 million copies sold, which, 1 million copies at like how much, $30 a copy minus whatever else your costs are and percentages that go to Unity or whatever. It's still a good chunk of money, and there's no excuse for you to not fix these bugs. There just isn't. I'm actually quite annoyed. So there we got a spawn of a PMC, looks like. Let's kill this guy. Come on. I bounced off his helmet. Come on, there we go. This BT ammo isn't the best. There he goes. So you saw that there was a spawn over there, and we have nothing here yet. Not that I can see. I'm pretty sure there are no scavs there. I could go check, you know. Could go in and check for sure. Almost certainly there will be no scavs. I've done this so many times. I know how it works. There are no scavs. It's bugged. There's something wrong. But yeah, we'll be sitting here for how long? Where do I have to get out? Because I do want to get out. So I'll just take Lighthouse exit because it's close. So I'll stick around for like 35 minutes or so, which is an unreasonable amount of time. Of course, you know, this should take like 15 minutes tops. Going in here, getting some kills and whatever. But whatever. I don't even care anymore. I used to play this PvE a lot, and ever since my interaction with the support team, just kind of make me feel like, oh, see, that's a PMC. That's a PMC, okay? Like I said, PMC spawns, scavs don't. So let's go take care of him. Okay, just do whatever. Free up the spawn queue or something. I don't even know how this actually works. How this spawning system works. I know in single player Tarkov, I know how that works. In SPT, you know, not PvE Tarkov, but the mod, you know, that they don't like, which is actually 1,000 times better than this because, you know, it actually works. And if it doesn't work, at least you can go inside and fix something yourself, so you can just play the game. You know, let's find this guy. Try not to get killed. Hopefully, I don't know if he's alone or not, but we'll have to see. Let's figure out where he is. Alright, he's over there. They usually hang out in this courtyard right over here.
I see the enemy!
I know that because I've done this a lot. They always go around here, this area. So let's just loot him real quick like we normally would, right? That's expected. Oh good, we need some food, that's for sure. I'm gonna be here a long time. Get that grenade. And that's it. That's all we really care about. Let's get out of here. So we had one PMC spawn. Okay. So what does that tell us? That tells us distance-wise we are okay, right? We're not in a place where we are preventing spawning, because if we were preventing spawning, then the PMC wouldn't have spawned, right? So we know that we are at a good distance away from the village, and it is not blocked by our presence. Okay? It's pretty logical. But let's have a look, okay? Let's just walk through the town or the village. It's either empty or there's some PMCs somewhere. Okay, throw some grenades. How about that? Okay, didn't hear anything. Or this way? Nothing. It's empty. There's nobody here. Alright, I'm not even gonna go any further, because I know they would have yelled something if they were around. Alright, we are 34, so when we started at what, 40, we're 6 minutes in, got nothing. Let's go. Let's go back to the, back over there. And of course some guides say, like, some guy on Reddit says, if you go all the way up to that house and back, or you stay there a little bit, and then you come back here, that should reset the spawns. Okay, I've done that. I've gone as far as where Sanitar spawns in the other side, and came back here and got nothing. Alright, so I know this doesn't work. Let's get out of here. Like, I'm so frustrated that this bug has been apparently around for a year, and the response I get from the support team is that I should learn to play the game. That's practically what they tell me, that I should learn how to play the game. That, I'm trying not to be, offensive, but that it's hard not to be offensive when you receive an offensive response like that. Like, it's a skill issue, really? I mean, you're telling me, like, that's the troll answer somebody would give you on the internet. I just don't understand how, and it's not like, I'm just one guy, I kind of moved on from the game anyway, because I'm just not really interested in finding out what else doesn't work in this game. Like it's already pretty janky as it is, but, like, what's the point? What's the point of playing the game if it's just broken? I love the game. There's nothing like it, but... And I made the support ticket just mostly to hopefully make them aware, make the Battlestate Games dev team aware that, hey, this is a bug, and if you care about your game like you should fix it. And you should make this, this is your work. This is your life's work for the last 10 years of your life, and it represents you. It speaks for you. And you should fix your bugs, because that's what good development teams do. There's so many games out there that have much lower budget, and I can name a few. Factorio is one of them, all right? And they didn't even work with their own, they didn't even work with an engine that comes out of the box with a lot of things that you're going to use, like Unity. Like, I understand it's two-dimensional and all, but it has a lot of complexity to it. And yes, it has bugs, but the bugs get fixed, and they don't get ignored, right? The dev team acknowledges, first of all, like, yes, there's a bug. They may not fix it right away, but at least they acknowledge it exists, right? Like, you have to acknowledge that you have a problem, first of all, in order to fix it. But if you're denying in the first, you don't even get past the first step. And, it's not like I'm expecting you to fix my problem and fix my single player game. Just write it down, put it in your backlog, and put it on the board so you know, hey, this is a thing we should fix, right? That's how you do it. I work in software development. I know how it works. I know it's reasonable. I've been playing games my entire life, right? So like I said, smaller teams with smaller budgets take better care of their product than Battlestate Games. And I don't like the fact that I bought this game for when 1.0 came out. I bought the PvE, and basically there's no incentive for Battlestate Games, like, at least financial, it seems like there's no. I would argue that there is long term, but short term, it doesn't seem like they're just happy to take my money and they just pretend like everything's fine. That's not how it works, guys. I mean, you wanna, you wanna do that, you do that, but that's just not what I'd like to see. So, Factorio, what else is there? RimWorld. You think RimWorld is written by one guy, mainly, and then maybe, like, he's got some helpers, alright? It just doesn't make any sense. And with 1 million copies sold, I think you made at least $30 for every copy that you sold. If you, right? Because some people bought some add-ons and things like that. I think it averages out to like $30. So that's like $30 million. You don't have money to fix bugs with $30 million minus, like, you still have, like, come This is just... This is just... It's just you're just ignoring a problem. You can't say this doesn't happen. So... Okay, nothing's happening. See? Nothing's happening. We're 28 minutes to go. We've been here for 12 minutes. Okay? Sure, some of it was spent walking. I get it. You're not gonna... I've had... By the way, I've had scavs spawn next to me in my line of sight before. So I don't even think you have to be out of the village to have scavs spawn. Right? I think you're just fine. If you stay in the village, I think this is just people don't understand what's happening. They don't understand. It's all a black box. They don't understand how the spawn system works. And we should not have to understand that, by the way. I should not be told by the battle state support team to learn, this is what they told me, to learn how to make, to learn how the spawning system works. Like, what are you talking about? Why should I know the internals of your game? Like when I go watch a theater play or a movie, am I going to be behind the curtains to see like how everything is done and how the actors change clothes and all that? Like in order to enjoy or consume the product that you've created. This is your product, Battle State. I'm merely telling you you have a bug, and I'm doing you a favor taking time out of my day to document this for you because apparently you can't reproduce bugs. I don't even understand how that works. Right? Every software company I've ever worked for, we've had people as a programmer fixing bugs. You reproduce the bug. You sit down, you sit through the mission just like I'm doing right now. This is I'm doing a programmer's job right now. Right? Of course you have intimate knowledge of how the system works, so you can probably do a better job than I'm doing here. But you sit down and you try to reproduce the bug. You don't put it on me to do this. I haven't fired this game up in like a week because I've been kind of disgusted with how things have been handled. And based on internet posts, I'm not really surprised. Okay, so let's just not, I'm not pretending I'm like, you know, appalled at something, but just doing this for fun kind of, I guess. Just to prove a point. Oh, who knows, maybe they fixed something in between now and when I actually made the original post, like a original support ticket like a week ago. I know they haven't, but you know, covering my bases just in case, right? Dotting my I's and crossing my T's. You know, they just might as well rant while I'm sitting here doing the work of a battle state employee for free. You see anything? Got my night vision too. But no, there's nothing. It's quiet. Nothing spawns, of course. Nothing here either. Although we may be close to this one. And the island... empty. Empty, of course. I don't know what's going on. You guys create a PvE and maybe you're relying on player scavs to come through here and, you know, be targets or whatever, but yeah, I can see how this would actually work online. And if that's what your bar is, Battle State, then I don't understand why you're even selling a PvE, you know? So honestly, after this, if I really wanted to, I just switch to single player Tarkov again. You know, there's just no point. There's just no point. There's no point to play their garbage. You know, wait around. Like, I can't even play this thing offline. If I have no internet, I gotta, you know, how is it single player if I have to log into your servers to play it? And I wait for your patch updates too. That's another thing that kind of annoys me. You have downtime and you're like patching the game, and for some reason you always pick like the peak times in my area. I'm on the west coast of the United States of America, arguably the biggest consumer of video games in the entire planet. Well, maybe not. China, I guess, is pretty big right now. So maybe they just care more about China, I suppose. But so maybe the second market, right? and you just put an update like on a weekend evening for like 5 hours downtime when I have some time to play, and I just can't play my single player game because for some reason I need to log in even though the the raid runs on my local computer. I just don't understand any of this stuff. But never mind all that. Just fix your bugs. How about that? Just fix your bugs, Battle State. Stop pretending there aren't bugs. At least write them down and say, oh, it's well known. We know about it. At least that way I have some hope that one day it'll get fixed. What are we at now? 22 minutes. How much of my time am I gonna waste? I already wasted 3 hours of my life trying to do this side quest. And who knows how long talking to the support person that just pretending. I don't know. I don't even know what they're pretending. I'm not gonna say it, but it reflects more on them than me. I don't know if they pay them to pretend like there are no bugs. Well, look at that. Nothing yet. Should we take a stroll through the town? Do we have any more grenades left? We got one. Let's take a stroll. Alright. Plenty of time has passed. We're halfway in this raid. We are halfway and we haven't seen a single scav yet. How does that work? How do you expect me to do a quest? Right? Get rid of this thing. I don't even want it. Just wasting my time. I don't even care about my stuff anymore. This stupid game. It's one of those games that just, I don't know. It's gonna be like DayZ. Everybody plays it. Nobody wants to play it. Alright. Nothing here. They would have crossed the street by now. Could have been something. Maybe I'll get killed by Partisan. And then I don't get to... You know what? I think I proved my point already. It's been half the raid. We have 0 scavs. 0. Nothing. It's empty. Yeah. Nobody there. I should have brought more grenades, but... Yeah. So yeah, I just don't understand. I don't really understand what's so difficult about reproducing an obvious bug, a well-documented bug. Okay, we can go online and we can see forum posts. I guess I could do that while I do nothing. Everybody knows this is a bug. What can you say about a development team that's not aware of their own game? Like, do you guys even play your product? Like, I don't expect Nikita to, take time out of his busy day, and he's probably bored to death by now of playing his own game, but hire some playtesters, dude. Just have them, that's their job, right? You pay them for that. And you can certainly afford it. So, why you disrespect the people that have made you rich? Why do you disrespect the people that pay your salary? This goes to everybody, including the support person this is addressed to. Why do you disrespect me? Why? I'm paying for your salary. If you don't like your job, find something else to do. Seriously. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would love to have your job. any grenades in these things, but you know, you can't say I don't know what I'm doing. I've been playing, I've had thousands of hours in this game, and I know what I'm doing. I know when there's a bug. Just pointless. Just pointless. So yeah, after this, I'm putting this game away, and you know what? Good luck, guys. You know, you took my money. Probably wouldn't get a refund, I suppose. I did play it for many hours, but I don't think you really deserve that money, you know, that I gave you for this. You don't really deserve it. You still haven't earned it. How much longer should we stay here? 17 minutes to go. Still nothing. No scavs. Oh, let's go sit in a different place. You know, what do we do? What is a reasonable... You know, let's pretend that somebody doesn't know how the spawning system works, which is completely reasonable, right? You have a new player. This is their first playthrough. What are they going to do if you tell them to kill some scavs in this village? They're going to sit in the village and they're going to wait for scavs to spawn. That's exactly what they're going to do. Or they're going to sit here if they're a little more savvy and they have a sniper. They're like, okay, I want to sit here and make it easy for myself and pick them off, make sure they don't hit me. All right, be cool. Do things you can't do in real life. That's why we play games. All right? We don't play games to like have a hard time. Just want to, you know, get some shooting done and then go back to our hard lives or whatever. Right? Why is it that I have to jump through all these hoops to maximize my chances of something that's not going to happen anyway? Obviously, this is a bug. You cannot possibly support the point of view that this is not a bug and I should learn how spawning works. I mean, it sounds to me like I know more about how spawning works than the support person, because at least I play the game, right? I know that scavs can absolutely spawn right in front of me. I've seen them appear in front of me. Immediately start shooting. Okay? So I know that I don't have to be away from a spawn area, necessarily. I could be right there. I've had one time I actually died within the first 10 seconds because partisans spawned right next to me. 10 seconds, that's how long I lived. I was getting my bearings, I was trying to figure out where I was, looked around right after I spawned and then I died. Alright, does that make good gameplay? I would say the most of the world no, but maybe, you know, to the Battlestate Games team it does. I mean, it's your game. It's your game. If you think this is normal for me to waste my time and just sit around here trying to do a quest, I don't know. Maybe, you know, you do you, I suppose. And I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna tell others this is what you consider good gameplay. This is what you consider functional, you know, release grade gameplay, so others can make their own decision, whatever is something that they want to spend their money on or not. Personally, I could not recommend this game to anybody. If I hated somebody, I'd tell them, yeah, go buy the game. Go waste 30 bucks. Get frustrated, and then get insulted on top of that when you try to contact support. You know, get the runaround. Have them ask you for screenshots of your quest status, as if I don't understand why that would possibly, because they didn't do anything with that information as far as I can tell. I sent them a picture of what the quest looks like, and oh, they're saying no, it's not broken. It's like, oh, I must be hallucinating then. I mean, what is it that they're trying to tell me? What are the possibilities there? You're saying it's not broken. Okay. Did I miss something? Did, like, I explained and as best as I could all the steps that I did to try to fix the problem myself before I, took some of their valuable time, because I know support people are very busy, and I know that they deal with much more pressing bugs than mine. I understand that. Alright? But at the same time, I see that this bug has been around for a year because the first thing I did is look on the internet for a solution. I didn't, jump to make a ticket. I tried self-help first, like any reasonable person would. And I tried to fix it myself. And I don't have, any solution. And I believe with absolute 99.99999 certainty that this is a bug. Others have said it's a bug. Alright, it's just obvious. This is a bug. There are no scavs here. I have never seen a single scav since I started playing this game. This PvE that I just bought like a month ago. I have not seen a single scav in this area. Not one. Unless you consider partisan a scav, but they could spawn anywhere, so that doesn't count. Not one. It's obvious this is a bug. 11 minutes to go. Alright. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it. There's no point in making this video any longer. I'm gonna waste more of my time uploading this to YouTube. It's a bug. Okay, Battle State. You've been officially informed that you have a bug and you need to fix it. There's nothing we can do about it from our end. The ball is in your court. Do what you will with it. I'm coming back after a couple of months, maybe. I don't even have time to play this game or whatever. I certainly don't have time for trash like this. So, yeah. Am I being disrespectful? Absolutely. And, I'm not being disrespectful because, without cause here. I've tried multiple times and I've asked questions that were not answered. I asked, did they try to reproduce the bug? What do they mean by learn how the game works? Stuff like that, All I get is the bug still happening? Okay, well, here you go. It's still happening. It's still happening. It's the most pressing bug? No. I'm pretty sure I can complete the game without doing this mission. This quest. Is it, it's not even that big of a deal that it persists. What is the big deal is that I make a support ticket and then somebody is on the payroll to give me the runaround. You could have just lied to me. You could have said, oh, thank you for reporting this. We will make note of it and fix it in the future. You could literally have said that without even writing it down anywhere, and it would have been a better interaction than you telling me I don't know how to play the game. Right? It would have literally been, you could have just lied to me. You could have just said that. Like, I'm sure some companies do that. They're like, oh yeah, whatever. Just tell him what he needs to hear. And, I'm not expecting you to fix my game. That's just, you can't do that. You're gonna have to make some changes to the spawn, probabilities or whatever's going on there in your code. There's no way for me to tell. Alright? And then a patch is gonna have to be pushed. And so on. And that's just how it is. That's what, I don't expect you to fix it. I know it's a bug. So you're just wasting my time. And you're wasting my time. You're wasting your time, support person. You literally are wasting your time. I don't know what you're doing. So that's it. 8 minutes to go. Had nothing. Just one PMC. This is typically what I encountered when I tried to do this about 4 or 5 times. So, Okay. All right. And this is what my um, this is my interaction has been so far. Basically, you can pause and read it, and basically, I'm just getting the runaround. It's pointless. Horse, there are no scabs. Okay, let's have a look. Reddit. I was trying to do bullshit task. You can tell this person's having a fun time, right? 5 call skills instantly, yeah. On Lighthouse, I got scavs just spawn nonstop. It's great. It's working fine. Done in 10 minutes. Took transit, shoreline, north of village. No scavs spawn. Did everything get on spawn. Threw nades. You know, they didn't have to do all this. Throwing nades, I know, doesn't do anything. Shot on suppress doesn't do anything. He found a scav. I couldn't find any scavs. I sat at the village, so I went MIA. 3 scavs total. I didn't get any, right? But this is not right. There's another person. PMC will steal your kills. I feel like the guy who designed these tasks never actually tested the game himself. Yeah, why am I getting the same feeling? They use different build of the game. I can't see any spawn in a reasonable wide of these locations. Sometimes about 2 scavs the entire raid in this location. Please test new update. Nikita's never going to read this guy. He never reads this. He's too busy counting his money. Transit back and forth, only way. Right? More comments. Incredibly long time, roughly 3 hours. I spent 3 hours, I couldn't get anything. Is this a reasonable amount of time, guys, to spend 3 hours to do this side quest? Not to mention you can't actually like pause the game or go take a leak or, you know, go to the bathroom, deal with life. 3 hours. You have to sit in a session for 3 hours to do a side quest. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah. There's another one on Facebook. Another one I can't do it. Right? I even found it on YouTube. Digger task guide, August 25th, 2024. Let's read the comments. I'm not going to watch the video, but come on, let's go. 1 year later, 3 weeks ago. 1 year later, no scavs. This quest, I gave up. Player gave up. Here's another one. Look at all these people unable to do this quest. Right? And you're telling me, support guy, that you can do this quest? Of course you can't. I know you can't. I know it's bullshit. You could just lie to me. Like, don't insult my intelligence. Just say, you know, I'm gonna write it down. Sure, guy, whatever. Go back to your game. Don't bother us. You already gave us your money. Frustrations. I don't know what that is. Friend among strangers. That's another quest. Scavs not spawning offline mode. This is probably a different thing. Anyway, that's enough, right? So, that's what it is. Let's see what they said. Because I love their answer in particular. But there it is. Okay, that's what I said. Recheck the situation. Regarding the scavs we converted, it is possible to do the quest. Keep learning. Please keep learning about scav groups. Work to make. What does that even mean? And then the cultists, like, yeah, I got cultists to spawn, fortunately, but I was just saying, why couldn't you, you know, did you actually try to reproduce it? You're saying you couldn't reproduce it, and then they ignore all my questions. Keep being a little more informative. Then we apologize for the early response. Please, Kara, does the issue persist? Yeah, it does persist, and you're welcome. Making me do it again, just so you can just give me the runaround. I just keep telling him. So yeah, you're gonna be getting a YouTube video, guy. You know, do what you will with it. I don't even care. Like, I just don't care. It's your game. It's your product. It affects you far more than it affects me. You're literally making all these people that encounter this bug will not buy anything else you make. You are teaching people to stop buying your products. That's what you're doing with this thing. You're teaching them that they made a mistake in buying your product and they're just not going to buy it again. And some of them are going to tell their friends, right? Your Steam reviews are awful, and it's mostly because of technical issues. It's not because of the game and how, it's not about game design. It's about the way you have built the game, right? It's a technical matter. So, good luck. What can I say?